Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in my garage for an upcoming projects video. I have a few things on the workbench that I want to share with you that I'm really excited that I get to review. But before I do that, I have to give a huge shout out to a local fan and subscriber. You've heard me talk about him before. His name is Jack, and I jokingly call him Jack number 2 because he's the second person named Jack that has lent guns to the channel. He's a really cool guy, and I have to say that I am humbled beyond words because the items I'm going to show you tonight, a suppressor and 2 SBRs, well, they obviously require time and paperwork for me to be able to have them here for reviews. And the fact that there are people that support what I do here at the Texas Gun Vault so much that are willing to sit down and take the time and go, Jason, I want you to be able to review this. Let's do some paperwork. Let's figure this out, and let's do this right. And I'm like, are you sure? It's a lot of time, a lot of effort on your part. You don't have to. And they're like, yes, I want to do this. And so I really want to thank Jack because, as I said, he has gone above and beyond and way out of his way to make sure that all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, so I can review these. And so, as I said, I'm humbled beyond words. I'm the most blessed firearms content creator on YouTube and Rumble. And while other channels are bigger, definitely better than me, I am hands down the most blessed and the most lucky. So just a huge shout out to Jack because, as I said, he went above and beyond in this. So thank you so much, Jack. All right, so let's talk about the firearms first. Now, the first one is something I have never seen before. It is an HK, and it is an MP5 variant. And this might look a little bit weird if you know MP5s, because it's an MP5KSD. Now, the MP5SD is an integrally suppressed full-size MP5. But I've never seen one built off of the K gun. So this is a SP5K is what I believe it started out as. So it's like an HK, firearm that was taken to a local shop here in the DFW area. Actually, I have one of their full-size MP5s. The company used to be called TPM Outfitters, but I think they changed their name. And I forgot what they changed their name to. But they built this, and I have never seen an MP5K SD before. Now, I actually looked it up online to see if anybody's ever made one, because I know it's not a normal catalog item that HK makes, because if you're going to have an integrally suppressed MP5, you're going to have the full size. So I couldn't find anybody else that has done this. Now, I'm not saying that no one else has done this. I just didn't find many people or anybody that has. I couldn't find any pictures. I didn't see any other reviews of a gun like this. So this is going to be some really unique content. And if you love HKs, you love the MP5, you love sub guns, this one might interest you. So we do have, as I said, kind of an HK host weapon that has an integrally suppressed, I guess, handguard with the suppressor. So it's kind of like an MP5 SD. The suppressor is made by that company here in the DFW area. In fact, let me tell you exactly what it's called. As I said, it used to be called TPM Outfitters, but it is now, I guess it says here, TPM High Tech Arms is what they've changed their name to, based here in Dallas. And this particular suppressor, the model is the TPM SDK. So that is what it is. But here you go with an HK MP5K SBR that is integrally suppressed. That is really, really cool. Jack has put on a B&T telescoping stock on this, and that's really nice. You guys know I love the B&T accessories, especially on the HK stuff. And we have this really interesting tri-rail handguard that is welded onto the gun, but I think I'm going to put a vertical foregrip on it because when I hold this, that tri-rail is a little bit sharp. It kind of digs into my hand a little bit. So this is very different than the standard MP5SD that has kind of that, I don't know what you would call it. It has like a different handguard on it. It kind of has like a ribbed polymer on it. This has like a tri-rail. So that's what I'll probably do is put on a vertical foregrip. But an MP5 SBR-KSD. I've never seen anything like this before. So this thing is probably going to be a ton of fun to shoot. So I'm going to test it out as an MP5K. I'm going to test it out with the suppressor, obviously. See how well it suppresses, considering that it is going to be a little bit shorter than your standard MP5SD. But this thing should be pretty sweet because all of the roller locking guns are just amazing. So, yeah, this thing is pretty darn sweet. I think the only thing about it, kind of handling it here on the workbench, it's a little bit odd, is when we put the rail on the top for the optic, the charging handle kind of gets real close to it. So you really can't do, and I really never do it, the HK slap, but you really can't get up here around it. So I kind of take my thumb and close it like that. But that's the only thing that's odd, in this B&T MP5K stock is pretty sweet as well. So that is going to be really cool. Yep. All right. So that's the first item. Now the second item is an HK, well, it's not really an HK, it's an HK clone. And it's under SBR. And this one is made by Vector, got to get this right. Yeah, Vector Arms. And, you know, for a long time, they made a bunch of HK roller locking clones. Some people say they're good. Some people say they're iffy. So I guess it kind of depends on which model you have. But this one is a clone of a HK53. So the 5 series was kind of like the short-barreled versions of all their legacy guns. And the 3 means it's in 5.56. 1, so like if you have an HK91 or an HK51, it means it's in 308. If it has a 2, it's in 7.62 by 39. A 3 is 5.56 or 223. And a 4 is 9mm. So like an HK94 is the long barrel and 9mm, so, and so forth. Anyway, it's kind of their nomenclature. So this is a Vector Arms SBR in 5.56, and it's kind of a copy of a HK53. So this thing's probably going to be pretty darn loud. But Jack has put on some Magpul furniture. We got the Magpul stock and the what's it called? The lower on it. I don't know why I couldn't think about that. But the Magpul MP5 or the HK style lower on the stock. We got a vertical foregrip, also a Magpul out here. This thing's going to be pretty cool. Now, I own, but I've never actually shot it, a HK91. And to run the bolt on that is really tough. But being that this is an intermediate cartridge, it's not too bad, actually. So we'll see. I'm going to have to put some type of optic on it. But I'm really excited about this. I really feel like this one's going to be a flamethrower if you shoot it unsuppressed. So, a Vector Arms HK93, and honestly, an HK93 has always been on my grail gun list. You know, Capri Band import one. I've always wanted to have one, and I had a chance to get one quite a few years ago, and I passed on it. And then the prices went skyrocketing. They just went through the roof, and I've always regretted it. It was like one of those that just got away. It's like, I'll get another time. I never saw one again, and I'm like, why didn't I get it? But this is going to be kind of being able to kind of capture that a little bit, because I've never shot an HK roller locking legacy gun in 5.56. But now let's talk about the third thing. We are going to be reviewing an OSS Helix QD 5.56K. So speaking of K guns, here we have a suppressor in its short configuration, and I have actually reviewed the HXQD 5.56, so the full size of this. So now I'll get to try out the smaller version to see if this thing is hearing safe. But this Vector Arms is set up for this suppressor as well. So that's going to be pretty darn cool. So those are the three things I have on the workbench tonight. And these are going to be pretty darn awesome to review. And as I said, I cannot thank Jack enough. He's the man. He's awesome. He's amazing. So thank you so much for making this possible. So that is what I have on the workbench tonight. And just curious to see what you guys think, because especially this MP5K SBR SD is something I have never seen. This is one of my favorite guns of all time in any configuration, and it's suppressed. So yeah, you just can't go wrong with this. This thing is awesome, and this is probably going to be the first thing I take to the range next, because I got to shoot this thing, and that's going to be so much fun. So I guess that's about it for tonight and just the upcoming projects. What else did I want to talk about? I guess it's just some kind of behind-the-scenes mundane stuff. I was editing a video last night, and one of my sons came down, and they saw me editing, and they asked me, they go, "Hey, Dad, why are you using the Adobe Premiere from like 3 years ago?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because the editing software I use is Adobe Premiere. And apparently, it doesn't auto-update. So I just thought I had the latest version. I'm like, no. There's a 2024 version. So I ended up upgrading, and just like, I feel so old now. You know, like when you get a new phone or they do like an OS update on your phone, how they move everything around, they remove features and they move them elsewhere, and it's just like, oh, I knew where everything was. Why did you do this? But anyway, that's what they did. So I have, I guess, better editing software now, but now I have to go back in and relearn a lot of things. There's still some things that are the same, but it's so much more work. And now I got to relearn it all. So I don't know if editing videos is going to take a little bit longer until I get used to the new system again. But anyway, that's all I got. So if you have watched to the end of this video, what can the word of the day be? The word of the day is going to be, I'm going to say lucky. Lucky is the word of the day. Maybe I've used that one before, but lucky is the word of the day because I am very lucky to have such good friends, local fans and subscribers, and people like Jack that make this possible. So anyway, that's what I got for you tonight. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.